Hi guys. Oh, one second. Hello. I am back in New Mexico playing Harry Potter in concert this week. I'm super excited. I've actually never played one of these score to film concerts before, so I'm super excited. I'm so happy it's Harry Potter to start. If you've been here for a while, you know that I come to New Mexico pretty often. I want to say like about a year and a half ago, I won an audition here for like a temporary principal horn job. So the regular principal horn was like not playing for a little bit, so I kind of took over for most of the season last year. Now that that principal horn is back, they just call me whenever they need a horn sub. So I come out here every couple of months. Albuquerque is not the most exciting place. I'm here for about 4 days, so I'm just hoping to get a lot of like editing work done for the most part. I'm in like actually a pretty nice Airbnb. I have like a full kitchen, which is super nice. You might see the footage, but when I was taking off, there was a new fire that started in LA. Right now it's January 22nd. The fires started around January 7th or 8th, I think it was. So they've been going for a really long time. They're still not fully contained. And then this brand new one popped up today. Right as I was taking off. When I was taking off, it was at 50 acres, and when I landed, it was at 8,000 acres. I'm a little concerned because I'm not there, and Miles is also not at our apartment right now. He's playing with the Arkansas Symphony. So I'm hoping the winds stay calm around where we live, because if they start picking up, that may be a bit of an issue. But I'm keeping my eye on everything. It was crazy flying over it because you could see like the flames and everything, and I was like, oh my god, like should I be leaving right now? So I'm a little bit stressed, but it'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. What else? It's like 5 p.m. right now. I have rehearsal at 7:30 tonight. That's kind of the bad thing about playing with orchestras. I mean, it could be a good thing depending on who you are, but a lot of these like per service orchestras rehearse late at night. So if you're coming here to sub, there's just like not anything to do during the day. So yeah, but I DoorDashed some sushi. I'm gonna eat it right now, and I'm gonna go warm up and then play, and then tomorrow we'll see what we can get up to. My very basic California roll. I'm like kind of scared to get raw fish in Albuquerque, probably for good reason, so. Good morning. Oh, my battery's about to die. Okay, so more time has passed than it appears. I missed a whole entire day of filming because my camera, for some reason, decided to delete everything. But I've had 2 rehearsals so far, and the internet in my Airbnb was out all day, and I was actually out in this like part of the city for like most of the businesses too. So like I tried to go work at a coffee shop and I couldn't. So I had like a very disconnected day and just like read my book in a coffee shop all day basically. So it was very boring. I feel like, I don't know if it's just like the point I'm at in my career right now, but I get called to play in a lot of cities where it's like there's not a lot to do. I got called to play in Nebraska like a week ago. I feel like maybe it's because they have to call people in from other places because there's not as many like local horn players maybe if they need subs. That's probably what it is. But I always find myself being like, why am I in this dusty ass small town? It makes me really appreciate living in LA. I know that sounds really like jaded, but yeah, Albuquerque in the middle of winter is pretty bleak. There's not that much to do here, especially if it's too cold to go outside, which it is right now. It's like 20 degrees outside. Anyway, we had 2 rehearsals for Harry Potter, and it's surprisingly going really well, I think. Kind of hard to hear what's actually happening on that stage, but I feel like it's one of the better like New Mexico Phil concerts I've played, which is really fun. I love the conductor who's doing this. He's like super familiar with the score and super clear with his pattern patterns. I don't think I've played a John Williams film before, but he changes the time signature in every single fucking bar. He always switches from like really complex time to just standard, so it'll go from like 4/2 to 9/8 to 3/4, and the beat patterns change like every bar. So it's really nice to have a conductor who's like super clear and his beat pattern's really wide, so you know exactly what beat he's on all the time. This is very nerdy stuff, but I'm really appreciative that we have that this time. But yeah, basically how this works is we have 2 rehearsals and 2 concerts. So I have a concert tonight and then a concert tomorrow, and then I'm done. It's not that much time to put together a 3-hour movie. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have an extra rehearsal for this one, but I think it's gonna be fine. John Williams horn parts are really hard. It's not like super hard to play, and I'm playing 5th horn, so I have a lot of resting in between, which is actually kind of nice. There's like a lot of stopped stuff, and I'm like, I need to practice my stopped horn. I think this is like my 11th or 12th time playing here. So it's just really nice to like, you know, play with a section that you're familiar with and be around people that you know. I feel like I don't get that very often as a freelancer, so it's kind of nice to be in the same place a bunch of times. Other than that, I got coffee this morning and read my book in the cafe. I think I'm gonna go get another coffee in a little bit. I want to try this other coffee shop that's down the street that looks a little bit better. Concert's at 8 tonight. This is kind of the issue that I run into all the time, is that like I am in these towns where there's nothing to do, and then you're just kind of sitting around waiting for your call time, which is always at night for orchestra. And it's like, what am I gonna do today? It's just, Albuquerque has really weird vibes. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like unsafe at all times here for some reason. I don't know what it is. I'm just like not super comfortable in this city. I've never really had anything bad happen to me here. It's just got weird vibes. I don't know how to describe it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention how this works in case anyone's curious about like how playing with an orchestra works if you're a freelancer. Basically, they call you in to sub, and you say like whether you're free or not. Some orchestras pay for your travel and lodging, some don't. Some give out like stipends too if you're traveling from out of town. New Mexico Phil does not. They offer, I think, like $20 per service for travel, which is like nothing if you're coming from a different state. They do offer a homestay to stay with someone who's like affiliated with the orchestra or like a donor or something like that. That's pretty common for like smaller orchestras. I did do that one time when I came here, but it was such an uncomfortable experience that it's worth it to me to like shell out a little extra cash for my own place, or I'll stay with friends. Most of the time I actually end up house sitting, so I use this website called Trusted House Sitter. So if the dates work out with somebody that needs someone to watch their home, I do that. So last year I stayed here for a month because I was able to watch somebody's house and they had horses and stuff like that. That's my go-to option because it's free. And you get like a whole house to yourself. But this time I'm just in an Airbnb. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I have like a work from home corporate job that's very flexible and allows me to do this kind of work. I still have just the same amount of work that I had before I took this job. I've been working for this company for about a year, and they're very flexible about like letting me go play with other orchestras. I basically have a ton of time to practice during the day because it's work from home. I get all my work done really quickly, and then I just have the rest of the day to do whatever I want to do. It's truly the best because I would be very concerned about money if it weren't for my other job, because jobs like these really don't pay a living wage, which is really unfortunate. But I'm really into like salary transparency and stuff like that, so I can talk more about that if you guys are interested. But music is not a career that you go into if you want to make money. It's actually really, really stressful. Even if you get like a salaried position with an orchestra, most orchestras are making less than 6 figures, which is in 2025 in most metropolitan areas, it's not necessarily enough to like have a family or support yourself. Very, very few orchestras pay more than like $100,000 a year, and that's like maybe LA Phil, New York Phil, San Francisco, Chicago, like the big ones pay more than that. I've found as I get older that it becomes so stressful relying on music to support your whole life. Especially for me as a freelancer, you don't know when your next job is coming. You don't know how much you're gonna make every month. So for me, I feel really fortunate that I have, you know, a lot of very secure sources of income, and I also have the time and ability to pursue my music career. It's a whole class conversation to be had, because I feel like when I went to conservatory, I had this sudden realization that the majority of the people that I went to school with came from money. And that makes sense because classical music is sort of like an elitist, historically an elitist activity. Obviously we're working towards it not being classist, but it just is. I came from like a middle class family. My mom's a teacher and my dad was in the Navy. And I was very fortunate that they paid for me to have lessons, and paid for me to be in like youth orchestra when I was little. You do realize that growing up as a musician, your wealth really plays a part in your success in your career. You know, if your family can afford to send you away to summer festivals in the summer, or boarding school, or lessons with the principal horn in your local orchestra, or you live near a city with like a high-end orchestra, and then once you get into college and start taking auditions, you have a lot more wealth to draw from to go take auditions. You're out of pocket a lot of money to go take the audition, and you're not even guaranteed anywhere near a job. So wealth is a huge factor in people's success in classical music. I'm on such a tangent now, but I feel like it's a conversation that we don't talk about this ever. Long story short, I have a corporate career in addition to my social media and music career. And honestly, it's going great. For a long time, I was really embarrassed to share that I had another career outside of music, because it kind of feels like, you know, you didn't make it. It took me a long time to like emotionally process it, because I had always felt like if I didn't get a full-time orchestra job, that I was a failure. And that's not true, especially now. And yeah, enough blabbing. I'm gonna go eat lunch and we'll go get coffee. So random, but I love palak paneer so much. I think Indian food is my favorite food. I'm so excited to eat this. Guys, this is the most like putrid looking thing I've ever had. It's so good though.
We're going down in a for you journey to the underworld, or a literary account of such journey. That is the title.
For the book girlies, this book, I cannot put this book down. It's so good. I feel like if you liked ACOTAR, you'll probably like this one. I feel like over the last, like, I want to say like 3 or 4 years, I've gotten super into books. I started this one last night and I'm loading through it. I am on like page 183 right now. I got back really late last night. It probably was like midnight by the time I got home. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is super long. I didn't realize how long of a movie it was. I think with intermission and everything, it ended up being like a little over 3 hours. I'm so sad I don't get to see the movie when it's playing because I'm sitting behind the screen, but that's okay. It's really cute. Everybody in the audience came in like costume. Everybody had their like Harry Potter house scarves and they were like cheering when Harry came on screen, not on stage. But yeah, super cute, super fun. It's a true test of concentration because I feel like the tempo and the meter changes like every single bar. So I'm playing fifth horn, so I feel like most of the time I'm just like sitting there trying to like stay in it. can't really zone out the whole time. In other news, I've been reading like crazy. I finished that book I was reading yesterday, and I'm already almost to the end of the second book in that series. Those are not small books too. Like the second book I think is like around 800 pages. I'm reading like crazy right now. But that book series, Spark of the Everflame, is the first one. Oh my god, it's like the best book series I've read in a really long time. I love it so much. If anyone has any good book recommendations, let me know. I'm always looking for new books to read. I think while I'm here, I think I'll finish 4 books since the time I got here, which is really good for me. I've been in kind of a book slump since December, so I started reading Throne of Glass too, which has helped a little bit. But I'm taking a break from that right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna go play this concert. It should be done around 5. I think I might hang out with some people afterwards. But my flight out of here is at 5 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm trying to stay on West Coast time, so we're an hour behind in New Mexico, or an hour ahead. A 5 a.m. flight is actually 4 a.m. for me, which means I have to get up at 3 a.m. So I'm gonna try to have an early night so I can be ready to go. I'm ready to go home. I miss my cats so much. And I think it's gonna be raining when I get home tomorrow. I'm so excited. We haven't had rain all year this year. I think it's been the second driest winter on record. So I'm so excited for rain. I can't wait to have like a cozy day tomorrow. My flight gets in at 7 a.m. so I have the whole day. But yeah, I'm gonna go play the concert. I'll see you guys in a little bit.